you, to set the mind on the flesh is death, but to set the mind on the spirit is life and peace. And it makes you feel like, uh-oh, now I'm in trouble. But believe me, it is really good news. When we hear Paul talk about the flesh, I think we kind of think of him talking, kind of saying, naughty, naughty, naughty. And that is not the case. Paul, as you know, was Jewish. He would have had this very strong sense that the body is good. He would have had this sense that the material world is good. God created it and said it's good. So that the split between the material world, the earthly, the fleshly, the body, and the spiritual came later, really through Greek influences and through some of the Gnostic teachings. So at this point, Paul would not have had that sense that we have often inherited, which says, oh yeah, this kind of stuff is not as good as this rational spiritual over here. So when Paul says flesh, he's not saying body. Okay? A better translation would be self-serving ego. What Paul is contrasting here is a life lived with yourself at the center and a life lived with the spirit at the center. So here's my kind of translation of these first couple verses here. To set the mind on serving your own ego is death, but to set the mind on the spirit is life and peace. For this reason, the mind that is set on pleasing your own ego, on making yourself the center of the universe, is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law. Indeed, it cannot. For those who are pursuing their ego's agenda cannot please God. People who live entirely to fulfill their own agenda, as if they're the center of the universe. Anybody think of any examples? I know who you're thinking about. So that, it feels like, oh yeah, people who have that kind of an attitude where it's all about me and my world and what I can do for my own ego. Those are the people that's what Paul is talking about here as flesh. In fact, since I started preparing this sermon, over and over I think, or Suzanne and I would say to each other, yeah, here's someone who's living the life of the flesh. We were watching Victoria. This person, look, there's another one. Or you listen to this person, you think, there's somebody who's living according to the flesh. Yes. But you can see that you could have the highest morals in the world. You could give up everything for Lent, or even forever, and you could still be living in the flesh if you were doing it for number one, for your own ego. It's kind of like when people talk about a dry alcoholic, somebody who hasn't handed anything over, but is. And maybe you can look back like I can and see that at times this was me. I wanted what I wanted, only the best for everyone, of course. I wanted what I wanted and would not be turned aside. That is life in the flesh. Even now, there are times when I feel resentful that the world doesn't realize how very important I am. The times I allow the world around me to shrink so that it does seem to be only all about me. Why can't other people see that? I suspect I'm not the only one who sometimes swings into living in the flesh. So that's really what Paul is talking about here. Setting your mind on the flesh is death. And we've got to remember this is part of Paul's greater argument in Romans. Romans is really Paul's magnum opus, and he makes a theological argument that goes from chapter 1. And in this theological argument, in chapter 7, he basically says, people who've been given the law and are trying to keep the law, the good thing about it is it makes them realize that they can't do it. You try to be good, you try to be good, can't do it. So he ends up saying that the law will get you nowhere because it's impossible. And then he says at the beginning of this chapter we have today, there is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. who walk after the Spirit, not the flesh. So Paul's argument can be summed up like this: on our own, with ourselves at the center, we can never be good enough. We can never get it right. It could be doing all we can to keep the law, or it could be endless self-improvement projects. It could be chasing after various self-help, and that is all life in the flesh. It's going to get us nowhere. But Paul says in this passage for today, you are not in the flesh. You are in the Spirit, since the Spirit of God dwells in you. That's really good news. So for Paul, there is no question. When a person comes to Christ, they are in the Spirit. They have the Spirit. We don't need more of the Spirit, Paul would say. We just need to set our minds on the Spirit. And I was thinking about that. We use the word mindset. Set your mind on the Spirit. And then I thought about what it's like when you're traveling and you're trying to find a public radio station on the dial. You're kind of like, and you occasionally you go, and then you get that familiar voice and think, yes. And that's like setting our minds on the Spirit. And this passage implies a choice. You could choose to set your mind on the flesh, or you could set your mind on the Spirit. We can dial our setting to things that are spiritually deadening or spiritually life-giving. So I'd like to know from you, what are some of the ways that you set your dial on the Spirit?
Acts of service.
Acts of service. Mm-hmm. What else? Meditation. A little advertisement. Rolf is starting a centering prayer class this week, and I think for many people, centering prayer and meditation is a way of kind of diving into the Spirit and being able to listen. Certainly that's true for me, that sort of morning quiet, which is harder when you have children. I remember years of thinking, what would that be like? What else? What else?
Coming to church.
Okay, and this is a really important one. Paul, when he says you, he never means you as an individual. He basically, like a good southerner, is always saying y'all. So he is saying y'all, meaning communally, you all together. That's another way to dial into the Spirit, to kind of remember, oh, this is my priority, not that. This is my priority. Anybody else? Oh, we're quiet this morning.
I know some go into nature.
Nature? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find sometimes if I go out for a walk, it's like some of the stuff I've been kind of about will kind of.
How about making art?
Making art? Yeah, I think so. So there are different ways we do it, and part of it seems to me to be knowing how we as individuals dial into this, and it gets easier and easier to do once we know how we do it. Kind of like having one of those settings, once you just press the button. So that if that becomes a part of your daily discipline to do this, then you are setting your dial to that. In our passage for today, Paul says, if Christ is in you, though the body is dead because of sin, the Spirit is life because of righteousness. If the Spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, he who raised Christ from the dead will give life to your mortal bodies also through his Spirit that dwells in you. That's one heck of a promise. That as we dial into the Spirit will give us life and peace. And that's our inheritance as people of faith. So it's our chance to life into that life of the Spirit. Amen.